Good afternoon. Welcome to our regular council meeting, March 3rd, 2026. Call the meeting to order. We have a motion. Oh, guess we got to read my statement first. Today's meeting is being streamed live via the Township of Addington Highlands YouTube channel. To those present in the gallery today, by attending a public meeting of council, you are consenting to your image, voice, and comments being recorded. Anyone invited to speak will be recorded and their voice, image, and comments will form part of the live stream. The chair and/or clerk have the discretion and authority at any time to direct the termination or interruption of the live streaming. Such direction will only be given in exceptional circumstances where deemed relevant. Circumstances may include instances where the content of debate is considered misleading, defamatory, or potentially inappropriate to be published. Notice is hereby provided that under the authority of the Municipal Act 2001 and in accordance with Ontario's Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, that all information provided for or at a public meeting / consultation or other public process are considered part of the public record. Members of council staff, delegations, and attendees should be mindful of using names of individuals or entities when discussing matters in public. Attendees are advised that they may be subject to legal action if their actions result in inappropriate and/or unacceptable behavior and/or comments. As per the Township's procedure bylaw as amended, all votes during electronic meetings will be recorded votes. All of council is present in the council chambers. Thank you. We have a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Deputy Reeve Hook, second by Councillor Yench. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
Councillor Yench?
Yes.
And that motion is carried. Item 3, adoption of the minutes of our regular meeting, February the 17th, 2026. Moved by Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Leveillé. Any errors or omissions? Well, yes, you wanted to make a comment. Go ahead, Christine.
Yes, so the minutes that are presented in the council meeting agenda package, staff would like to amend those slightly to clean up the wording surrounding the resolutions. We've put the resolutions, the verbiage of the resolution in there twice. So we would like to approve the minutes as amended in order to clean that up and to rename the appropriate committees. We had some listed in there that are no longer functioning. So we would seek a resolution to approve those minutes as amended.
Okay, were the mover and seconder okay with a slight revision to the motion? Yeah. Thank you, Christine. We'll call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
And Councillor Yench?
Yes.
That motion is carried. Item 4, proposed, this business arising from the minutes, the proposed high-speed rail from Toronto to Quebec, called the Alto Project. We have a staff report. And did you want to speak to the staff report, Patricia?
Thank you. I don't have a lot to add to this other than we'd be seeking any additions or comments that council is looking for that then would be included in the final draft that comes back at the next meeting. The township the recommendations were listed there that we would then include in the online consultation platform. And you'll notice that there was 2 recommendations, one to receive the report and provide any changes or additions for the next council meeting. And the second recommendation, further to providing online comments to the consultation platform, that it be recommended that council provide a formal resolution with respect to their position on the proposed Alto high-speed rail project at this meeting, and further that this resolution be circulated to the Prime Minister of Canada, the Premier, the Minister of Transportation, MPs and MPPs, the county, neighboring municipalities, other agencies that council deems appropriate. And so I went ahead and I have a there is a resolution prepared here for council, and I'll just hand that out. I could read that resolution if.
Yes, please go ahead, Patricia.
So whereas Alto, the federal crown corporation responsible for planning and managing the development of high-speed rail network between Toronto and Quebec City, is currently undertaking corridor route planning and consultation for this project. And whereas both proposed alignments under consideration pass through numerous rural municipalities in Eastern Ontario, including the Township of Addington Highlands. And whereas the Township of Addington Highlands is a rural community valued for its natural beauty, whose environment will be permanently altered, and whose residents and visitors will significantly be disrupted by the construction and permanent operation of the high-speed rail corridor. And whereas the rural route options raise serious concerns regarding degradation of the natural beauty of rural areas, which is a major asset and something that residents and visitors place great value on. Adverse effects on wildlife habitat, waterways, and wetlands and environmentally sensitive areas. Permanent negative impacts to rural road networks, residents and visitors' access, the extended emergency service response times. This project will physically slice rural communities in two and block access between the two sections except for the accepted roadways and pedestrian access ways. The fragmentation of the agricultural and forestry operations, noise, vibration, and safety impacts associated with high-speed rail infrastructure construction and daily operation, and the potential expropriation of private property and farmland. Now therefore it be resolved that council for the Corporation of the Township of Addington Highlands formally opposes the proposed Alto high-speed rail northern and southern route alignments through rural municipalities in Ontario due to the unacceptable impacts on the environment, the rural character of communities and regions, agricultural lands and residents, and that it provides no benefits to these communities. And further opposes the Alto project as it does not appear to be an economically viable project as proposed, and believe it would be better positioned as an improved passenger rail service generally along current rail corridors, and where it would be viable to connect numerous other urban areas in the future where the most growth will evolve over the next century. And further objects to the use of expropriation powers for this project where it would result in the loss of rural homes or farms, fragmentation of rural property, or loss of agricultural land and potentially potentially impact livelihoods. Sorry. And further directs the clerk to forward this resolution to the Prime Minister of Canada, the Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Minister of Transport Government of Canada, the local member of Parliament, the local member of Provincial Parliament, the County of Lennox and Addington, nearby municipalities impacted by the proposed corridor, and the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. So perhaps we could divide the discussion into the two items. The first one would be the brief, which would be submitted online into the Alto project, and the second one is this draft resolution. So the first one also would have a resolution with it. That's okay. So do we have any comments on the item that was in the council meeting agenda in terms of where it describes, I guess, all the details of what we would could put in as a brief and submit it online? Anyone have comments on it? Councillor Leveillé?
Yeah, I'm just, one thing that I've noticed is that there's really nothing in here, and I wasn't expecting it to find it, but there really isn't anything about the cost impact by the constituents themselves. Like what are going to be the financial impacts of this other than the expropriation and stuff, but the day to day. So for example, if we have to go down 2 miles to be able to get the first crossing to the other side. That's going to have an impact on everybody as far as going. And I know this is a little premature, but I think it's important to try and get something that's going to show the impacts for the local residents, our constituents.
Thank you, Councillor Levier. Did you want us to add something in this draft?
Well, I'm just thinking that, there's make a reference to the fact that there is none of that, if that's feasible.
Well, I'm sure we can find a place for it. I'm just looking at it. I guess it's the impacts. There's a section on impacts of the corridor. And then there is the cost. There's a cost section. Maybe under the cost section. I don't know if it's a cost. It's a financial impact. Yeah, under the costs section, maybe we could put another bullet in there. It's the financial impact. It's on the financial impact on residents and visitors in terms of, I guess, in terms of its increased travel times, inconveniences.
Well, the cost of
yeah,
running a day-to-day business as a farmer,
Yeah,
for example, you're going to use more resources to access the other side or whatever.
Okay. Okay, so financial impact on residents and visitors.
Something ongoing.
Councillor Nash, do you want to comment on that?
Always forget my mic after all these years. Anyway, I agree with my fellow counselor here. I think also that it's just going to have an impact in so many ways that might seem trivial, but when you're involved, they're not trivial. I'm thinking about getting you place an order and now we can get it within a day and the person doesn't have to drive over 55 miles to get to your house or whatever. So there's going to be lots of little things like that I don't think people are thinking about. And it's always the day-to-day little things that are going to get you down. It isn't the big things, it's the little things. So I think we need to put as much and as many things down here as we possibly can, like delivery service to our area. How is that going to affect us? Yeah.
I didn't have my microphone on. Did you get that, Christine? Yeah.
Yes, I did. So the first one was the effect to delivery service in our area and the increased and inconvenient travel routes and times.
Yeah.
Is that what you would?
Yes, and that's the impact on people's private properties and on businesses they operate. Is that kind of capturing what you're thinking?
Catches what I
Okay.
was trying to say. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Deputy Hook?
Were we just still talking about the first part?
Yes.
Well, I thought it looked really well, really good, and with the addition of what Councillor Lavallée and Councillor Yance said, I thought, yeah, with those additions, I think it looked great. It kind of captured what we talked about last meeting very well. I thought it was well written, so covers all the points. So I don't have anything to add on that part.
Okay. Thank you. I had a couple things to add. One was just I think it would fall under under background information, there are 3 paragraphs, somewhere maybe after the 3rd paragraph or part of it is a note that the project was changed from a high frequency train to a high-speed train, with no public consultation, which in fact changes what this thing would look like on the ground substantially. And the other comment that would be probably after, under township recommendations, would be one, two, there's three bullets. After this improved freight train service bullet, another bullet on expropriation. Would the expropriation should not occur until the route is finalized, because it appears they're implying that expropriation may start before the road is finalized, which sounds a little odd, but that would eventually tie up properties, maybe needlessly. Couple comments. Any other comments on that one? No. Okay. So we had so we can deal with that one first. We had a recommendation, I believe, in here to I'm just looking for it. On the first one. So you have a recommendation that this report prepared by the Deputy Clerk Planning Secretary regarding the Alto High Speed Rail Project brief and council position be received as amended, be received and I guess received, approved, and submitted. Moved by Deputy Reeve Hook, seconded by Councillor Leveillé. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
And Councillor Yantz?
Yes.
And that motion is carried. And then the second part of it is the what was Patricia Gray, our deputy clerk, read out to us, which is a draft resolution, which would it's at a higher level and it just sort of clearly states our position. Do we have comments on that? Deputy Reeve Hook?
Again, I like the way this is written because we've seen resolution from other neighboring townships. And this one says not only do we oppose the northern route, but we oppose the southern route too. Most other ones are just focused on the route that goes through their area. And at the last county council meeting, Reeve Fritsch made a motion that the two resolutions that were before county council would be deferred until Addington Highlands gets our resolution in. So they deferred Tynedinga and I think it was South Frontenac. There was one, oh, Stone Mills. So anyways, they're waiting on us, which I thought was nice. And I don't know if it was maybe that obvious that if they opposed the southern route, then it was okay with the northern route, that they didn't have any opposition to that. I don't know if it totally occurred to them, but in the wording, and we're going to deal with the Tynedinga one later. But anyway, I like this, the way it says we oppose both, and not only that, that we're opposed to the whole project. And I haven't seen that in any resolution. I think there's a big feeling, I haven't found anybody that's even for it. I think we're opposed to it, and there's so many other ways to spend that kind of money, particularly today, like when countries around the world are knocking on our door for our natural resources and critical minerals, but we don't have the capacity to ship it to them. So that tells me rather than spend $90 billion on this, we should be getting our ports and our natural resources ready to export so that we can all benefit from the royalties and the wealth of Canada. This isn't going to benefit most of Canada. It's not going to benefit a large portion of the people. So I hopefully more townships and counties oppose the whole project in general.
Thank you. Councillor Yantz?
Thank you, Councillor Hook. I agree with you. we shouldn't be just thinking about it being in our own backyard. And I think most of us would agree that we're either for the project or we're not. We wouldn't want to see it in the south, and we don't want to see it here, and we don't want to see it up north as well. But there are movement afoot. I noticed on Facebook this morning that there are some private groups that are trying to get everybody together on the same page just to oppose the project as a whole. So I think that is starting, but we need to continue what we're doing here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Yance. Any other comments? Oh, Deputy Reeve.
I have one more, if I may. There was a very good article in the Frontenac News. I'm sure we've all read it, but where Jeff Green had interviewed a professor of geology at Queens, and he mentioned that there doesn't seem to be any geologists on the team that's proposing the Alto. It's politicians and media people. So I'm very skeptical on this $90 million. And you know, when they built the Big O, there was $120 million from the Quebec government built that. And when they got done, it was tenfold. So we know that governments can run way, way, way under budget. So the 90 billion is just, it probably would be far, far too little. So anyways.
Yeah, so I did read some stuff, information, just a comment online. It looked like it was part of a business case that Alto had, which this project is will be heavily subsidized to eternity. The figures were a little astounding, so.
They went as far as saying the return on investment is not before 50 years. 47 years, I think, was the exact number that they were quoting.
Okay, so no other comments. We'll call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
Councillor Yance?
Yes.
That motion is carried. I guess I didn't read it, did I?
I don't think we have a mover and seconder.
We didn't have a movers.
No, so we could start that over. We just need a mover and seconder for the motion.
A
So it
motion.
wouldn't be the motion that's written in your agenda here. It would be a mover and a seconder for what was distributed.
Yes, yep. Got a little ahead of us. So moved by Councillor Yance, second by Councillor Leveillé. I guess we'll do the vote again. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook,
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé,
Yes.
and Councillor Yance.
Yes.
That motion is carried. Thank you, Christine, for keeping us online, and thank you for Patricia for putting this together. Item 5, disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. Noted, no delegations or petitions. Matters for consideration, a resolution from, which is 7-1 from the municipality of Highlands East, seeking support for the government of Canada to remove GST, HST, I guess the government of Ontario as well, GST, HST on all new homes purchases, primary residences. What's your wishes? Deputy Hook?
We have seen a similar motion in the past on this, and I think we discussed, well, I would move that we receive it because there's no price tag. And I think we talked about if somebody buys a $2 million home, they shouldn't be tax-free on the, so anyways, the way it's written, I think, vote to motion to receive.
We have a mover, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any other comments? Call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
And Councillor Yance?
Yes.
And that motion is carried. Item 7-2, resolution from the municipality of Magnetawan. Essentially calling on the government of Canada to strengthen the affordability requirements for federal broadband funding. Just a comment on that, I think the Roma board also has recently met with CRTC commissioner just regarding this issue. So anyway, there may be some movement on it. Anyway, Councillor Yance?
Motion to receive and support.
Moved by Councillor Yance, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any comments? Call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Levier,
Yes.
Councillor Yance.
Yes.
That motion is carried. Resolution item 7.3, Township of Perry seeks support of the resolution calling for the Government of Canada to maintain and protect reduced rate postal distribution for library materials. Councillor Yance
Motion to receive and support.
and mover and seconded by Deputy Reeve Hook. Any comments? Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé.
Yes.
Councillor Yance.
Yes.
That motion's carried. Item 7.4, resolution from Municipality of St. Charles. They're trying to essentially amend the Assessment Act to include a small northern new residential property tax class and subclass. Wishes. Deputy Reeve Hook.
Just a question. So if I understand this right, it's up to the province to develop a new tax class. That would be for anyone, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which gives a tax break for the people building a new home. Of course, the other ratepayers have to pay more to make up for the difference in the tax. So I don't see any harm for supporting this. And it would be all optional for municipalities to adopt it or not like they are now. So
Yeah.
I guess I would move to support it.
We have a mover to receive and support, seconded by Councillor Yance. Any other comments? Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé.
Yes.
Councillor Yance.
Yes.
That motion's carried. And we have 7.5 is a resolution from the Township of Tynedonega. I won't repeat it all, but essentially it's their position on the Alto High-Speed Rail project. This is actually, as Deputy Reeve Hook was mentioning at our last county council meeting, this was deferred and it'll be on our next county council meeting, along with a report from the county regarding the impacts of this project on the county as a whole. That's just a bit of background, so what's your wishes? Deputy Reeve Hook?
Well, again, if we support this the way it's written, it doesn't mean that they're not opposing the northern route. They just want support of not accepting the southern route. So I guess maybe I would motion to receive.
I'll second that. Receive it by Deputy Reeve Hook, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any other comments? Call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
Councillor Yance?
Yes.
That motion is carried. Item 8, matters for information. First of all, can I have a motion to receive all matters? Councillor Yance, seconded by Councillor Leveillé. So any items you want to bring out? I have one comment just on 8.1. It's interesting in their meeting minutes of the EOTA, because there's a long-standing debate between them and ATV organizations and the Ontario Federation of Snowmobile Clubs. There's actually a motion and resolution in there to recommend the OFSC appoint someone to the EOTA board. So I think that was a good thing. Already a mover and a seconder, so call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook?
Yes.
Councillor Leveillé?
Yes.
Councillor Yance?
Yes.
And that motion is carried. Reports of committees and boards. Work our way down through 9.4 Properties and Rec. That meeting is Wednesday evening. Anything in the library board, joint fire committee? Okay. Reports there, reports of officers. 10.1, manager of roads and waste. The first item, 10.11, is your roads and waste update. Brett, I'll hand it over to you.
Afternoon, everybody. I'll start with the roads as per usual. Winter operations are continuing as required. Hopefully they start to slow down a little bit, but it's nice to see a little bit of sunshine out today. So So hopefully they slow down a bit, but we'll just play it by ear. We have restocked the sand at Northbrook, so we wanted to get that done before half loads came on or load restrictions came on. So we did accomplish that. As far as load restrictions, they are going to be coming on all county roads and all township roads in Addington Highlands as of March 6th. So that's this Friday. So if anybody's watching that has a big truck, be prepared, I guess. They'll be out monitoring. As far as Northbrook backhoe is down for some repairs, and we had to bring in a rented loader to load trucks. So it's in place until we get our backhoe back. I attached GIS strategic planning minutes, and there's the geospatial strategic plan there and a little slide deck on next generation 911 in my report as well. We actually had a meeting regarding next generation 911 yesterday with county staff, and it was a good discussion. And maybe the next meeting we'll have a little more information to pass on to everybody. So, or you look like you're going to say something, Christine. So,
Sorry.
no, that's fine.
And we should be expecting a delegation from the county GIS staff to one of our council meetings to give more information to our local council about the next generation 911.
As far as the waste sites go, operations are continuing. All of our own recycling bins have been emptied, and we are using them for household garbage at the sites now. This was something that was brought up at our waste management committee meeting. It'll reduce the amount of debris blowing around in our waste sites. We'll be able to go and dump the bin and compact it, cover it all at once, so we don't have debris blowing around our sites quite as much. Keeps the animals out of it, hopefully. Actually, I was into McAvoy yesterday. You don't see near as many crows and birds that pick at that garbage type stuff. You don't see near as many around now that we're putting it in the bins. So and not near as many coyote tracks as well around the sites. So hopefully this is it's a trial, right? We'll see how it plays out, but hopefully it works and keeps everything up nice and neat. We have another couple of recycling bins that we used at Caldar that are not being used now. So we're looking at other options for what we can do with them. So, one thing I wanted to mention in my report today was we wanted to request that all users of our waste sites try to come to our sites with appropriately sorted and clean recycling. Especially helpful if residents do not stockpile recycling. So if you have a bag that's full, bring it in. Don't wait until you have 20 to bring in at once. It makes things a lot easier at the site for the attendant to be able to go through. And it just makes it a lot nicer for us. And it allows us to keep everything nice and neat and clean. So, so my recommendation is just for council to receive the report. And if you have any questions, I'm open to them now. So.
Thanks, Brett. Do we have any questions for Brett? I have one question of us for Brett or Christine. It's on the 911, I would call it the renumbering of cottage properties, particularly the lake properties, that project. So where roughly is that? Can you give us a brief update?
Do you want me to speak to it? We are still waiting on the geographic naming board on some of the islands. So we did get a bit of an update. Actually, the county has reached out to the naming board as well and they've receives a little bit of information. So we're gonna compile all the information we have. It would be ideal if we could get it all done, for the West McCoon Lake, this year. And that's what we're gonna budget for. But we're kind of at a standstill with naming of islands and stuff like that. We want to do it all at once. We don't want to have to do part of it and have part of the lake not done. It's just too much confusion and such. So, so that's a plan to get it done, this year. The one other thing I will mention too, if it's not related to civic addressing, but we did have some water problems at Denby garage and the fire hall. So the well has went dry and we're struggling to keep water there to do the stuff we need to do at the shop. So we're working at some kind of an option to come up with to have things fixed. I don't know what the perfect solution is. We might end up trucking in a load of water with the fire department's help, just to top up the well for now, so that we can flush our toilets and stuff like that. But we're trying to see what other wells are like in the area and stuff like that before we come up with a firm decision. We've even thought about something similar to what was done down at Heritage Park type of thing to give us more volume of water we can draw from for when we're washing trucks or washing bunker gear or whatever it is. So yeah, so.
I'm gonna ask a question. So is that a drilled well or a dug well?
It's a dug well.
Okay, so the underground reservoir, similar to Heritage Park.
Yeah.
Heritage Park may be an option, right?
Yeah, it very well could be. So.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Brett on his report? Okay, can I have a motion to receive Brett's report? Moved by Councillor Olivier, second by Councillor Thompson. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Olivier.
Yes.
Councillor Yantch.
Yes.
That motion's carried. And then Brett, you're on again. Item 10.12, the Bridge Street Design Update.
Yeah, you can see my report, not a whole lot to add to it. Christine and myself met with our engineer and to discuss our concerns with the cost of the design and lack of detail for some components of the design. So that engineer did revisit the design and provide us with some more detailed, I guess, information. We did provide the engineer with the data that we did collect too as well. So so that helps some. But you can see you're still talking about around $64,500 plus tax to do the design of the structure and get the tender documents and such issued. So.
Okay, we have questions for Brett or comments. Deputy Reeve Hook.
Under stage one, the archaeological assessment, I think I read a statement in there that it may not be needed if the footprint does not exceed the existing structure. Are we exempt from that?
I guess it depends on what structure we go with, right? So yeah, we might be able to get away if we can keep work within that same footprint, then we may be able to make that work. So
I don't think there was a budget item on the quotation for that
yeah,
specifically, right?
yeah.
Okay. So the assumption is maybe that will be not necessary.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Just a comment on that. The current culvert is actually west of the original bridge crossing, just slightly. So that whole area would have been filled in, would have been new material brought in when they put the culvert in, like the approach on both sides of it. Yeah. I think it would have been a substantial amount of fill put in there for that culvert. Which then would lead you to think you don't need an archaeological assessment because that material's been brought in, I would say recently. I had just a couple, one's a question, Brett, maybe another comment. So it also in there, it says it excludes the inspection, the cost for inspection and construction admin.
Yeah,
So you're gonna do that, or are we going to
well, we would have to decide what.
We'll have to
we're gonna
decide
do with
whether we're
that
going to
afterwards. So, yeah.
afterwards? Okay. The only other question seen is it applies in there that would be a temporary culvert instead of pumping. Is that correct or not? It talks about that in there.
There's different options, right? We'll have to see what the DFO is gonna accept as an option, right? You can, like, I know in other spots they've done diversion culverts type of thing, so it goes around this work site, right? But it's gonna all depend on what the contractor wants to do or what the engineer feels is the best option to do that, right? So.
Okay, thank you. I didn't have any other comments. Any other questions? Councillor Thompson.
Yeah, when we talked about this, my concern wasn't the price of this design. My concern was all the testing and stuff that, I mean, we're talking, we got drilled test holes, we got test for rock, and like, I mean, I don't understand, like, I mean, it's put in the culvert. I know there's rules and regulations that have to be followed, but the amount of testing, I think I read there's 7 special engineers on this project. Well, 9, I think, going to do it all together. And like on the job, I don't know how many's going to be on there. The point is the installation of the culvert by a company is probably going to cost around 500,000. And then all the other stuff that these guys are going to be standing around doing is going to be another 500,000, where we're at $1 million. I was hoping that we could get away from some of that. That was my idea when I was talking about the price. I wasn't talking about so much the proposal price. I think it was 74,000 before, right? It's 64,000 now. $10,000 is a mere pittance compared to,
Yeah.
The rest of the cost. But I mean, if we have to go with the design, that's what it is. But that was what my concern was originally, was the cost of all the testing and all the people we have, like they're talking sandstone's going to be there, they're just test holes, archaeological studies, water studies, sand studies, just all that stuff. That's kind of what I was opposed to, I guess you'd say.
Yes, go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, so I don't think you're gonna be anywhere near $1 million to do this project. Once the design's done, and if it's a $500,000 for the culvert installation, that you might have some administration type fees and stuff like that, or some inspection fees. $50,000 would kill a lot of that, I would think. So if you're $600,000, then that's at the high end. I would think at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
If that's the number, I'm fine with that number. That makes me feel better. But we'll have to see. I said, like any government job, I'd be surprised. But anyways, thanks, Brett.
And just to reiterate, when we had the conversation with the consulting engineer, I think we made it very clear to them that we weren't interested in any extras. And so we asked them when they came back with their proposal to only include in those things what was necessary. Yeah, so we understand your concerns and
Any other comments, questions for Brett? Councillor Thompson, go ahead.
I'll just make a motion to receive the report and I guess approve it.
Motion to receive and approve. Seconded by Councillor Levier. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
there's 4 on.
Yes.
Deputy Hook,
Yes.
Councillor Levier,
Yes.
Councillor Yance.
S-
That motion's carried. And thank you, Brett, and thank you, Christine, for going back and trying to work through that to I guess, make it clear to the consulting engineering firm what our expectations and I guess our desires and expectations were and to bring this cost to this down a bit, which all helps. So we will move on to 1013, the tandem plow truck, and hand it over to you, Brett.
Yeah, beginning of February, I received an email from our truck supplier, which is Rush, the one we've been using in the past couple of trucks. They notified us that the NOx standard of 35 milligrams will be implemented for 2027 models. So this is your emission standards. The notice is attached to the report. In the body of the email that I attached as well, they also mentioned an increase to engine costs of $8,000 to $10,000 US. So if we order a 2026 model, we would save a little bit of money versus the 2027 model. When we're thinking about that, we've been relatively happy with our truck engines and that we've gotten the last 3 or 4 trucks. And that's the current engine model that we would be hoping to get, I guess. When a new engine always comes out, it's just like anything else, right? You bring something new out or you add a little tweak to a truck, then there's bound to be a few little hiccups that come along with it. So what I would like to suggest is, last year in our budgeting meeting, I mentioned that we needed to replace 2 trucks in 2027. I'd like to bump one up so we can get in on this little bit of a cheaper model, and also stay away from the new engine for at least 1 year. We probably wouldn't receive the truck until 2027 anyways, other than the chassis. We would have the chassis this year, but by the time the box and that got installed, it wouldn't be until 2027 anyways. So I just think it's the most bang for our buck if we buy a 2026 this year, and have it on ready to go for 2027 type of thing. So, any questions? I think these emission standards are changing on all trucks. It's not just for international or anything. Like it's Cumming engines, it's Navistar engines, it's whatever other engines you want to get out there that they're changing. So, so it's similar for all brands. So,
Okay. Councillor Olivier?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what's the difference in dollars as far as getting it now versus later? Do you have any idea on that, or?
well, right now they're saying it's roughly 440,000 plus tax for a 2026 model. So if you add what, 10,000 US dollars, that's got to be about 15,000 Canadian dollars. So you're looking at probably 455, 460 type of thing, depending on what else changes in the next year as well. So
Right, so it's a significant change.
it's enough. When you're looking at a $500,000 type truck, then it doesn't seem like a lot, but it all adds up. So
I think Councillor Thompson next.
Yeah, I was still confused, but I guess I figured it out now. So you're saying it's $440,000 for the truck, but we only have to pay $264,000 down for the chassis?
yeah, you will have to pay for the chassis once it's received in Canada type of thing,
Right,
right?
okay.
So, and then the remainder would be paid once we actually get the truck to our shop, which would be early 2027, probably. I would dare
Yeah.
say May type of thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not
No.
3 years like the one that we're waiting on, but,
That's a real high number for a truck anymore. Wow.
yes, Yeah, I've looked back through previous tenders, you know, back there, yeah, in the 250 range, and then now we're past double it, so,
But that's for the box and all that too?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the 440 is for the box included in this sander, so.
Deputy Hook, I think you had a question next.
Well, just a comment. I think Brett's recommendation is a good one, and just nice to know that if you get a truck that you know what the engine's like, and you never know what you're going to get with the new ones. Some people I know that have bigger trucks on the newer engines, this seems to be the sensors, the anti-pollution sensors that go, which will immobilize the truck, costs a lot of money to repair, and there's a lot of downtime. So it's probably a good thing in the long run, but if we can avoid it a little bit, there's maybe a few problems that will be sidestepped for a little while. So,
Councillor Yanch?
I know this might be a silly question. How long will this plow truck last the township? 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 12 years?
What we have in our plan is 10-year turnaround on them, so, some we've kept a little bit longer, like our spare truck this year, we did some work to it and we were able to keep it a little bit longer. I think it's a 2007 model, so we've gotten quite a bit out of it. But some other trucks we've sent a little bit earlier because we've been having so many problems with them, right? So, but typically we like to allow for 10-year turnaround on them, so.
So that works out to not quite a truck a year, right?
Basically.
We don't have 10 trucks, but we're not far from it.
Mhm.
So. Yeah. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay, so we have a recommendation in here. Moved by Councillor Yench, seconded by Deputy Hook. We'll call a vote. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Deputy Hook?
yes,
Councillor Levier?
Yes.
Councillor Yench?
Yes.
Motion is carried. And thank you, Brett. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're on to item 10.2, 10.2.1, the CBO report for February 2026. David?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My gratitude to the new councilman. Thank you. Nice meeting you. CBO report, the new year is off to a slow start, and definitely it is. We're seeing that in all municipalities. So I was recently at a chapters meeting, and it's just a sign of economic times, uncertainty everywhere. Wars don't help. Economies in flux don't help. And all of the rest of it. You can name several factors that are influencing new home starts. But we are getting a lot of inquiries, and they're starting to pick up. There's been some interest being generated in multi-residential scenarios, which is kind of nice to see. And I'm all about closing out files this time of the year as quickly as I can to get them to the finish line. And quite a few have been brought or finalized in the last month and a half. So, but yeah, I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about what the new year holds. So we'll just have to wait and see. Facilities management, rinks are in pristine shape. And I encourage everyone to take advantage of the conditions while they last. It was indicated to me that the rink in Denby is starting to show signs of stress. Sun's getting higher, brighter, and warmer. Makes me feel better in my arthritis, but it doesn't do any good to the ice. So our rink attendant did tell us that black is starting to show through in a couple of spots. Last couple of nights have been cold, but he's really starting to get concerned about how much time we have left. But it's been a great season. I have had more compliments on ice conditions this year, and I think I'm going into my 7th year. And the conditions are just superb for ice There's been some water infiltration at the medical center. That's just a large part of that is snow building up and damming, and you've got a melting effect, and water is finding its way into areas. We did put some heat cables on the canopy side of things, but lo and behold, on the other side of the building, it's bothering you there this year too. So what it will mean in the future is we'll just have to make sure that those where your building roof lines come together, that we've got some heating cables up there. It's just one of those things that it's almost unavoidable. And the only other way to approach it is to get up there and actually shovel the snow off the roof. And we have had someone up there and tried his best to get as much as he could off. So that's helping the situation. We've had a few freeze ups back at the Northbrook Township garage, the sewer pipe leaning out the septic tank froze up one day back there. We've had a canteen building here freeze up, and all due to minus 35-degree weather. There's no way around it. If minus 35 holds for a week or two, you're in trouble. You're probably in trouble if you own a house. And so that's all been effectively dealt with. So we're happy to say I think we're through the worst part of the winter here. Cross my fingers. As far as and I am working on. We've got a lot of projects lined up for the year. We'll be discussing that, I know, tomorrow night at the Parks and Rec Committee. Yes, so I'm putting feelers out there. I do have a lot of quotes on a lot of projects. We are just an add-on. The flooring at the Denby Hall, I thought we would have that accomplished in February. Unfortunately, the contractors told me he could not line up the sub-trades quite the way he'd like. And so here we are into March. So I am hoping March brings that project to the finish line. It will look great when we get it done. We've got to get there before we can get it done. So hopefully that all finds its way into the work program this March. Bylaw enforcement, it's been a quiet month for bylaw enforcement. One note to point out, trailers, and I'm just making this as a broad-based comment, trailers cannot be resided in. The township's zoning bylaws prohibit this type of occupancy. A trailer, bracket 1, can be stored on site, but only after the primary residence has been established. And I say that because we've got a lot of trailers. I know winter's a tough time, and we've got individuals living in trailers, moving wood stoves into those trailers, making it a very hazardous situation. The trailers, again, can only be stored on site. They cannot be resided in, and they can be stored on site only after the primary use has been established. So I just wanted to make that point clear. It's sometimes a lack of information is people feel the lack of information is the right to go ahead with these types of situations. I'm trying to clarify here that indeed you can't have a trailer and be living in it on a lot. It's not allowed under zoning bylaws in this municipality. Anyone has any questions? That's my report.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Just a clarification, when you say trailer,
Yep.
are we talking camping trailers or are we talking house trailers, the ones you can buy, the 40-foot ones?
We're talking every kind of trailer.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions or? I guess there's no other questions. I thank you for the report. We have a motion to receive CBO's report. Councillor Levier. Second by Councillor Yench. All the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Again,
Deputy Foote,
yes.
Councillor Levier,
Yes.
Councillor Yench,
Yes.
and that motion's carried. Thank you very much, David. Appreciate it. Move on to CO Clerk Treasurer. Anything today? Nothing from the Deputy Clerk. Fire Chief, no. Report of appointees.
At the Quinty, I should say, not Mississippi Quinty, we had, the Alto thing was a big subject. I think we're having a meeting next week on it again, so that was the big thing.
Nothing, okay. Thank you. Do we need a motion to receive that comment? No. Report. Okay, so we will move on. Any resolutions? No. Number 13, approval of the accounts of February the 28th, 2026. Moved by Councillor Yantch, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any comments? Deputy Hook?
A question on proposed payments. AJ Stone Company Limited, helmet face shield, $4,100. Just wonder what that was.
That's the fire department.
That'd be several though, right?
I unfortunately don't have the invoice in front of me. I can look into that and get back
Yeah,
to you.
it seems like a
I'm
lot of
assuming
money
so.
for one, if it is one.
Yeah,
I don't know how we could outfit a fire department if that was the cost per one, but
absolutely.
okay.
I'll look into that and
Thank
get
you.
back to you.
Any other questions? Okay. Where are we here? So we have a recommendation there that accounts be approved. Mover by Councillor Levier.
They already have.
Jeez. Thank goodness someone's keeping me in line. Member statements? This, thank you. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Hook,
Yes,
Councillor Levier,
Yes.
and Councillor Yantch.
Yes.
That motion's carried. Member statements? None. New business? Bylaw 16-1. Bylaw 10-16-26. It's a bylaw to close and stop up lands and to sell designated lands as described. 3 readings.
I'll give that 3 readings.
Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Yantch. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Hook,
yes.
Councillor Levier,
Yes.
Councillor Yantch.
Yes.
That motion's carried. So we're going, closed meeting is next. So pursuant to section 239(2 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, this part of the meeting will be closed to the public in order to adopt closed meeting minutes of February the 3rd and to receive an update on the temporary part-time office assistant position, to receive an update on an update regarding litigation or potential litigation affecting the municipality. We have a motion to go into closed. Councillor Thompson, second by Councillor Levier. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Levier,
Yes.
Councillor Yantch. And that motion's carried. We will go into closed. Good afternoon. We're back in open session. Yes, a rise and report. A closed meeting was held at 2:07 PM today pursuant to section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended in order to adopt closed meeting minutes of February the 3rd and to receive an update on a temporary part-time office assistant position, to receive an update on an update regarding litigation or potential litigation affecting the municipality. We have a motion that the recommendations from the closed meeting be adopted. Councillor Thompson, second by Councillor Leveille. We'll call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Leveille
Yes.
and Councillor Yanch.
Yes.
And that motion is carried. Now it's confirming bylaw. We have 3 readings. Deputy Reeve Hook, Councillor Yanch. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Leveille,
Yes.
Councillor Yanch.
Yes.
That motion's carried. Motion to adjourn. Councillor Yanch. Councillor Thompson. Call the vote. Councillor Thompson,
Yes.
Deputy Reeve Hook.
Yes.
Councillor Leveille,
Yes.
Councillor Yanch.
Yes.
That motion is carried and the meeting is adjourned. Good afternoon, everyone.